All right.
Okay. Okay, well, according to the clock on my computer, it's 1 o'clock. So I want to be respectful of Mrs. Glasper's time, who so graciously consented to meet with us. So I hope some other of our committee members will join in. But we are so pleased to have you to tell us about the county board and particularly about the committee structures. But I wondered if you could begin by just giving us a brief summary of the purpose of the county board.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Reineke. First, let me thank you and your organization for asking me to share with you all on this afternoon. I hope that you can gain something from the information that I share with you that can help you either understand some of the workings and ins and outs of the county boards and its committees. First, to those of you who are just coming on, I am Gussie Glasper, and as a Madison County Board member, I represent the cities of Madison, Venice, a portion of Granite City, and Eagle Park Acres. I have served on this board for 19 plus years, so I've been around for a little while with all of the different changes, the going and coming of different board members. And this is my second board chair that I am serving up under. I have served on several of the committees of the county board. I served on the grants committee, county institutions committee. Currently, I serve on the executive committee, which consists of the chairman of all of the different committees. I serve on the finance and government operations committee, the government relations committee, the judiciary committee, and on the public safety committee, of which I serve as chairperson. Now, standing committees are created by resolution of the county board. The committees are responsible for everything to include the county's finances, personnel, building and facilities, and highways, along with the public health, public safety, and the judiciary responsibilities. Our county chair, which is Mr. Kirk Prinzler, he presides over the meetings of the county board, and he as chairman assigns board members to serve on our standing committees, as well as assigning the chair of each of these committees. Board members are selected for committees based on their professional and their jobs, experiences, their interests, availability, and the district from which they were elected or appointed to serve. The chairman of each committee, we regularly schedule meetings monthly, and the chairperson reports directly to the board chair and the full board on the operations of their respective departments. For an example, I chair the Public Safety Committee. Now, the departments heads that report to this committee include animal control, the health department, the coroner's office, emergency management agency, the sheriff's office, 911, building and zoning, our licensed investigators, and our liquor commissioners. All of the departments manage operations to maintain and improve the public safety within the county. Again, committee meetings are called by the chairperson or by a majority of the committee members, And these scheduled meetings are available on the county website with the dates and with a full agenda showing what's going to be conducted at that meeting. Meetings are set up in compliance with the Open Meetings Act. So anybody, you are welcome to attend these meetings. And the committees report to the board after their meetings in writing, usually stating their findings and opinions on items that have been brought to the committee. Now, department head, elected official, or the county administrator, they are the ones that can place items on a committee's agenda. And they're usually there for either a vote and or discussion. Items include everything from purchasing, purchase orders that each department may have, including supplies or anything else that they need to purchase, requests of any kind that the departments may have, even down to the resolutions and ordinances. Items can also be brought in up under new business, but when they are brought in up under new business, they are there for discussion only because no action can be taken of items that's not already listed on our agenda.
Let's do it. I can wait for a little while.
Oh, I'm sorry, someone saying something to me or
No, somebody
Oh.
is,
among
my-
themselves? Okay, I just wanted to make sure they didn't want, ask a question or something. Again, items that are brought in up under new business, they come back in a month, either to continue with the discussion or for the creation of a resolution of ordinance that is then voted on. Some items on the committee agenda will be voted on and sent to secondary committees, such as if an item comes to us from a department head requesting a purchase rec, that item will also go to our finance committee because they are the ones that handle the finances of the county. And if there are expenditures, any of them that prior to being voted on by the full county board comes to each committee, the committee decides if it's a warranted item or if it's supplies or whatever that they need. And after discussion and voting as a committee, we then forward to the full county board as a recommendation from us. Either we recommend it or we don't recommend, but we still let the county board know that we have had an item that's been brought to us by a department head. And we as a committee, we discussed it, we did all of the research on it. That's why it's so important, as I shared earlier, that when you serve on these committees, that you have an interest in what's going on in your district. Each district is different. What may affect, say, District 7, which may be or may not be the right number for Eversville district, is different from what may be a concern here in Madison or the Venice area. But still, each assignment that the board chair puts on these committees, he's trying to put someone that represents, each area, or if not each area, that has an interest some kind of way. Because every decision that we make as a committee, it goes to the full board for the full board's comments, discussion, and or approval. So like if something is going on in the Alton area, that board representative is the one who will usually ask the questions of the committee. And if they see, because you can go to the website and see the agenda, if they see something on the agenda that affects their area, they have the opportunity to call in, or they can attend the meeting themselves and ask any questions that pertain to whatever is going on in their community. Now, the executive committee, again, it is comprised of the county chair and the chairs of all the standing committees. Now, we meet when necessary to discuss business that fall outside of the standing committees. And the items there usually include raises, contract negotiations, any raises for elected officials, bargaining agreements, and various other ordinances. These are things that each chair of each committee serves as and on our executive committee. And all of these things that I have gone over with you, I know it was quickly done. All of these standing committees, their responsibilities, their duties, they are all listed on the county's website. And at your convenience, you know, if you feel, you can go to our website, www.county.madison.illinois.us, and you can read up on what the responsibilities of each committee is for. Again, we have several different committees there, and they're all listed again. Building and zoning, county institution, again, our finance and government operations, facilities, government relations, our grants, and grants usually affects all of the districts some kind of way, because you're either asking for a grant for a part grant or the CDBG grants. Each district is usually involved with the grants department. And of course, our health department, which is important to the entire county, especially now that we're in this pandemic. You know, it's dwindling down, but we're still in the pandemic. So the health department is one of our, I'm not going to say our main departments, because all of them are important to the existence of the county. All of them are important. And our information technology, that's our computer technology department. And of course, personnel and labor relations, sewer facilities, and our transportation. And that transportation is also throughout the county. You may see county trucks out, you know, doing road work here or there. These are just some of the facts that I wanted to share with you regarding our standing committees. And I want to give you the opportunity to ask me anything that I may be able to answer for you. And if I see that I cannot give you an answer today, I will work on and report back to your League of Women Voters to try to help you with understanding or answering any questions. So I'm going to open it up to Ms. Reineke or whomever else that's online this afternoon.
Well, this is Carol. Let me ask
Yes.
First question. Are you all meeting in person now? Or do you?
Yes, we're back in person now. Now that things have opened back up again, we are in person, but we're still social distancing, you know, taking necessary precautions. But all of our committees are back in person, and our county board meeting on the third Wednesday of each month, it is an in-person meeting. Yes. Okay. Anything
Are
else?
the meetings recorded or are televised or anything?
Well, they're not televised, but they are recorded. And on the website, it gives you that address where you can listen in to our meetings. So they are recorded. And if you like, I can get that information and forward it to either Rebecca or Carol. If you like, I can send that information. I'll make myself a note to do that.
I think we know where on the county board webpage that is. I kind of looked through all the
Oh, okay,
committees and
good.
seen what was available.
Okay, good.
Try to be
That's good.
kind of prepared for this. I'd like to thank you for that very clear explanation of the committees and how they work together. that was kind of a mystery to us. And we're all about trying to better understand local government, and, you know, knowing about it helps people be more involved in it. Can you tell us what is the best way to figure out, as a concerned citizen about all issues, what is going on, and what committees are doing what kind of work? Like, should we just be looking through all the agendas for all the individual committees to see what's coming up on the table, and if that's an issue we care about and want to attend one of the meetings, or is there a better way?
Okay, well, that is one of the best ways to stay informed, is to check the website on the committee meetings, our calendar on when a meeting is going to be held. Again, on that, when you check that calendar, there is an item listed, agenda. And it'll list everything that's going to be going on at the respective committee meetings. And there again, like I say, each committee meets either prior to our third Wednesday of each month meeting, or shortly thereafter to report at the next month's meeting. So the calendar is the best place for you to go. And also, any individual, any citizen, constituent within the county can attend. You can, you know, if you would like to or physically able, you can attend our county meeting, our county committee meetings, and our monthly county board meeting. They both are open to the public, and you can attend. And there is a policy they have if you care to speak, and it's stated on the website as well.
Okay.
You know, you have to apply, call in, or write in stating that you would like to speak to the board at its next regular meeting, and they will give you all of the guidelines to be used for a speaker.
Okay.
Okay.
And could you explain to us the difference between a county board committee
Mhm.
and a commission? Like, I was interested in the Stormwater Management Commission because they handle all the drainage from the county, but that's a commission. It's not a
Right. Okay,
board.
the Stormwater Commission, and I do serve on that as one of the commissioners on the Stormwater Commission board. It is a separate, almost like a separate board within the board, because of the complexity of things that it handles. Like you mentioned, all of the drainage, all of the stormwater issues throughout the county, Hokia Creeks, the Horseshoe Lakes, the rain, rainfall that they have in Evansville, all of those things are handled by the commission. And so that is a little different from a committee, whereas the Stormwater Commission, they have certain guidelines that they go by, and they too, now they may report, they have members, like I say, I am a member from down the southern part of the county, the American Bottoms. So they try to, I think, put people on there that's concerned, that has issues with the stormwaters, the special sewer district in, I believe it's Glen Carbon, the Pontoon Beach area. They're members on that commission. So the Stormwater Commission is a separate, it's not a committee, it's a Stormwater Commission board. It's a board within the board, really. That's what it serves as.
So when they make a decision, it does not have to go to the county board for final approval? They're their own thing once they're organized?
Once they make the decision, like I say, they don't usually come, they don't have to get approval from the full board. They may inform them or let them know what we as a Stormwater Commission has come up with, our plan for each municipality or whatever. But they make their own, they get approval from the commissioners themselves.
Okay. And all commissions are set up kind of like that, as kind of mini boards on their
A
own?
Yeah, a mini board really within a board but the difference there between them and the committees, we that serve on committees, we report directly to the full board and they make the final decision. We give the recommendation to the full board, and as committee members, we're also board members. We vote on the items with the full board.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure. Are there any other comments or questions that I could try to answer for you or get an answer for you if I can't answer?
Well, let me float this one by you. We recently became aware of the committee structure when the Plum Creek property controversy happened, and we were looking at where do we find out what's going on. And I think we'd been under the false assumption that going to county board meetings was sufficient, but really it seems like the work itself on any issue like that is done in committee, and then it's just kind of a final information and approval at the committee, at the board level. Is that correct?
Well, yes, and that Plum Street issue has been very, it's been an issue that's been in our meetings for the last, wow, 2 or 3 months at least. And that's the agreement with the city of Evansville, naturally, you know, that they're involved. And our county administrator, he has been meeting with them. But our planning, the committee that really handles that was our building and facilities. They,
Okay.
because that was property that, and of course, the finance committee. Most of the items are brought to it because of the financing that's involved. But we have had at our meetings, like maybe the last, maybe 2 or 3, we have had different speaking groups, you know, groups that's involved with that sale. And I feel like, you know, you're not gonna always agree with everything that happened, but I think we as a board, we have tried to take in consideration all of the items, and naturally our Evansville board members are, I guess that is Evansville. It's not Glen Corbin, it's Evansville where that Plum Street is.
Yes.
Most of them, they have been, you know, done a lot of research to try to make the right decision for everyone involved on that.
Okay, that's helpful.
Mhm.
One of the questions we have is with the sale of these properties, where is that money going into? Is it in the general fund or specific areas?
Okay, now I don't want to give you any wrong information, but to the best of my knowledge, it goes to the general fund. Now, how it's earmarked after that, I can't give you that information. I can try to maybe find out. As a member of the finance committee, I know that when the funds come in, you know, our county administrator, he's the one that does negotiating with the city. He meets with the city mostly on that instead of each board member trying to do it. That's one of his roles. But as far as I know, I think that goes to the general fund. And then from there, the decision is made either through the chair or the administrator on how or what the money is earmarked for.
How many other pieces of property does the county own?
Oh, I can't give you that answer. That is something I would have to find out for you.
Okay,
County-owned
yeah.
properties.
Because there was some statement made, they didn't want to get out of them, you know. They want to get out of the property ownership.
Oh,
I'm
I see.
curious about
Okay.
that.
So the number of county-owned properties?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to find that information for you and share it with you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Back to the commissions, are they all made up of just county board members or other people sit on those?
There's other people from different municipalities. We have mayors on there. Public works directors from municipalities, they're on there. So it's not just board members, mayors from the different municipalities, public work directors, they all serve as commissioners, in addition to the employees there in our planning and development department.
Thank you.
And are those commission members approved by the board before they can serve on that commission?
Yes, the appointment is made by, again, the appointment is made by the chair and is brought to the full board for final approval.
Okay,
All of the appointments that are made, that when they're brought to the board, the full board has to vote on the appointments. And that, like I said, that's usually done at our monthly meeting, at the very beginning of the meeting. That's when the appointments are made.
I have another question clarifying on the commission stuff versus the county board. So the county board still has higher authority than the commission?
Whether they work in conjunction with the commission.
Commission.
Yeah, they work with the commission. There are, I'm sure there's going to be times when something that the commission needs, but the commission works really independently of the board.
Mhm. Well, that's what I was wondering too, like, I know what came up with the health commission and things with the COVID, making guidelines or recommendations and stuff. And I didn't know how much, they make the recommendations and the county board implements them, or they can make those decisions.
Mhm. Well, now the health
The
department,
health department is a separate entity too.
yes, but the health department is one of the county's departments. It's up under the county. Our county health director, yes, she, makes her recommendations as well to the county.
Mhm.
The county board as a whole, see, the county board, we are the county's health department. All the members of the county board, we are the county's health department.
Mhm.
But our health department committee, which is led by Tony Corona, she's our director. Yes, she makes her recommendations. She manages, runs, or leads the office. But any resolutions or anything that she needs passed, it still comes to the full county board for their approval.
Mhm. I was just wondering, because if those are all appointed by the county board chair, then that could become a political entity, or making decisions, on who gets on there versus who is elected. And that's what I was just wondering,
Right.
how that is separate, because that has become an issue in some places.
Right. Well, now department heads, we do have our elected officials, the county, the county treasurer, the county clerk, circuit clerk. Those are all elected, but department heads, they are hired, they are appointed and hired.
Right,
With the board's approval.
right.
So there again, the makeup of the board, and I'm not gonna say it's bipartisan, where if it has to be a Republican or it has to be a Democrat. The board as a whole makes the decision.
Mhm.
So, the chairman brings the recommendation or his appointment, but still the full board votes on it.
Right.
Mhm.
But that means that things like in case of health or whatever, it takes issues that shouldn't be a political issue and they become political issue, or can take that tone.
Well, yes, they can take that
Yeah.
time, but you're right.
That's why I was just wondering, as far as like the health, issue
Mhm.
because we have different things when we, in the past 2 years with the pandemic, for
Pandemic,
example,
right.
you know, who's making decisions and what's their background and
Mhm.
that kind of thing. I know there are some doctors on the commission, but if it's, the commission is still controlled by a political person,
Mhm.
that can make a difference who gets appointed to that commission and what they're going to, you know, lean towards doing.
Right.
That's
Even
why
Is there a
though-
health department commission? I didn't think there was.
No, the health department
No.
that she's, if I'm correct, that she's referring to, we do have doctors. The health department there's a health board. And I think that's what Ms. Johnson is.
That may be.
is
Yeah.
Referring to. That board, those recommendations, they do come to the full county board for approval. They still, so I mean, they may or may not get appointed. The
Right.
appointment that he brings us, that the chairman brings, depending on the vote, it may, or that person may or may not get the appointment.
Mhm.
And there again, like you said, the leverage, the weight, or if it's bipartisan, whichever way,
Mhm.
that could possibly happen. But there
Yes.
again, as a board member, I try to look at what's best for the bigger picture, not
Right.
just, a particular group but what's best for the bigger picture. And we do try to place people that's knowledgeable, that especially with the health department, you need someone who's knowledgeable about it to give our health department committee, to give her direction even.
Mhm.
To give her direction, and I'm sure our health committee board, I'm sure they give her a lot of direction and support as well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, if there's no more questions, I would like to thank you again for the opportunity. And I hope there's something that I've said to kind of clear up for you or give you some information as to what our standing committees, how they're created, why they're created, and the functions of them. Again, reach out, and I did hear Ms. Ellis say that she has looked, and I know you can do a lot of the reading, but you still need explanation. And anytime that you feel like there's something that you may need to ask or would like to ask, feel free to give me a call. I'll get into touch with Ms. Ronikin. She know how to reach me. And I'll try to, if I can't answer, I'll try to get you an answer. And I will follow up with a couple of the questions that you all shared this morning on the number of owned properties and the info that's about recordings that's on our website. Anything that I can do to help, just feel free to get in touch with me.
Oh, we thank you so much for sharing your time and all your knowledge from your years on the board. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome, and you all have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Okay.
Fine, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Becky, thank you for arranging